Have a look, ladies and gentlemen. We have some 212 action today. And it is about time. Some good 212 action. We have the top three at the Olympia. Keon Pearson, Sean Clarita, Angel Calderon. But we slipped in Lee Priest. Can you imagine that one? This one, we're going to go pose by pose, and I will tell you how Lee Priest would do at the Olympia if, in fact, he did make it into this top four situation. This is a fan request, fan voted on, of course. Get this one up to 500 likes. We'll say 400 likes, just because I'm a nice guy. Well, sometimes. And we will see the other ones. I would love to see that world's strongest man, best physiques in world's strongest man history. But anyway, on to this one, the task at hand. And this is a very interesting matchup indeed. Lee Priest, by far the best midsection in this group. Will that be enough? Will that be enough? Go through these shots. And this one took a little bit of time to set up, so it's a little bit late, and I apologize on that to you fellers and fellasses, but I'm sure it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait, because Lee Priest, when you look at the arms, the guy is stacked. His midsection, it's the best in terms of the non-vacuums. Keon, obviously that vacuum shot, world-renowned. So in that sense, see, and I have done comparisons with Lee Priest and Keon Pearson using this version, and it is close between them two. Now, in terms of the other guys, Lee's just beating them in the midsection, and that's really the only spot that Keon is beating Lee. So I think Lee actually, he has an edge over Sean Clarita. And I think he has an edge over Angel Calderon. Keon Pearson, that's another story altogether. But judging by just the first shot, it looks like a battle between Keon and Lee Priest. This is exciting. Here is the front lat spread. Now, again, Keon Pearson, he is awesome. He is outstanding. Unbelievable. But when you look at the midsections, and I love Keon, he's awesome. The guys from the 90s, this is 2006 for Lee, but he is a 90s guy. He kept that 90s midsection, always just as shredded to the diced. And even if you stack them 90s guys up in a lineup, Lee Priest would have maybe the best midsection, him and Sean Ray. Never mind Sean Ray, his videos about Lee Priest. So yes, Priest looks good. He might even get third in this lineup. But when you look at the midsection, could bump him up to second. Some would even put him first. But you got to consider silhouette, clavicle width. Him and Clarita are kind of the same. Condition-wise as well. From the front. Had to repeat. Except Clarita is not as big. That Lee Priest, the first time I seen him, I just noticed how big he was. And Lee Priest's arms were so big, I noticed. That's when Jay said big like that, when he was talking about Lee Priest, for goodness sakes. Turn to the side chest development. What do you think? Does Lee have what it takes to win the 212 Mr. Olympia event? People speak so loose. Oh, Sean Ray would win the 212. Oh, so would Lee Priest. Well, which one? And there would be other guys, too. Wouldn't just be quite so easily. One, I don't think. I mean, from the front, he looks good. From the side here, upper body-wise, I think Lee Priest has that type of rock-hard, grainy nature that guys today just not as many have. I'll say that. It's disrespectful to say, oh, nobody has it. I mean, if you look hard enough, you'll see some guys with that hard, grainy nature separation. Maybe not quite to Lee Priest standards, might, but still lower half. Lee is actually surprising me here. He looks pretty good. He looks not bad at all. He's beaten Clarita. Clarita's just a smaller version. I think he's beating Keon based on hard crispness. Things of that nature. What about Angel Calderon? It's kind of an enigma in this matchup, isn't he? A big old pack on him. Huge, great big pack. He's conditioned, too. Very conditioned indeed. Side tricep. Interesting. I think there is most certainly different angles, different ways you can look at this. Silhouette-wise, if you didn't know anything about conditioning, things of that nature, Keon Pearson is absolutely your winner. Look at the display. Everything looks awesome. Now, if you're looking at it in terms of rock-hard condition, grainy nature, Clarita would have it. If you're looking at who has the biggest arms, never mind them glutes, Lee Priest, he's your winner. But the combination of everything, gotta go look at that little guy in the corner there. Well, not little, but Angel Calderon. Angel. He's an angel. Just like Jonathan Smith. No? Nobody knows who I'm talking about. Anyway, Angel, he is maybe getting a victory due to clicking all the boxes or whatever you guys say. I hear some of the fancy people say sometimes. He's the most, he's not missing anything. Most complete. That's the word I'm looking for. Go to the back. And here is where Lee Priest generally doesn't win his comparisons due to the more modern day competitors. Now, he has the traps. I'll give him that. He may have the best set of traps in terms of what we can see, the display, and that is bodybuilding, people. So yes, if you're Lee Priest's mum, things of that nature, or his best friend, yeah, Lee's winning. He's got the best traps, biggest calves by far. In fact, he's making everybody else's calves look like little twigs in comparison. But he just doesn't have the proper lat insertions, things of that nature to go with the rest of the physique. Know what I'm saying? So condition of, yes, I'll mention it, those glutes. I mean, who really cares? Here's the rear double. Look at them arms. And yes, Priest does have them arms. Very impressive. And again, traps as well. Look at Keon's traps. Incredible. Now, aside from glutes, the overall conditioning of Priest here in 2006 was not all that bad. It wasn't half bad at all, I'm telling you right now. But let's be honest, people. Come on. You look at all the front shots, all the 90s guys, even though this is 2006. Oh, you'll never beat these 90s guys. They were so much better. Well, the back shots count just as much. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in between, humanoids, aliens, anybody aliens out there listening? I heard there's people living on the moon, another planet, Mars, yes. I was told not to mention that. The moon men and women, moon people, moon humans. Here is the abs and thigh, most certainly a pose for Lee Priest. He is, like I said, a larger version of Clarita with a much better midsection. Now, are they getting more filled up today to fill those back muscles out, things of that nature? Is it that important to be filled out? I mean, let's get a hold of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Lee Priest looks so much better. And it wasn't like he wasn't full. He had those grey big arms, those grey big wheels. So why does he look just as full, but his midsection looks trim? And everybody else? Well, that's not true. And this brings up another subject. Here's Kareth Bajo, and he is probably the rightful person in this comparison because he placed 4th at the Olympia. I did not see it that way. I had him at least third. At least third. And interestingly enough, he does have the midsection of these guys, like Lee Priest. Well, there's Lee Priest. See? Wasn't far off. I can tell you that one for free. So shout out to Kareth Bajo. Awesome. Should have been in this video. Here's the most muscular. Another easy win for Lee Priest. And a lot of them were like that, guys. In fact, Lee Priest, if you do your judging like that, if you're at home, you're just a bodybuilding fan, you like to figure out who's winning the most poses without actually taking into consideration degrees of conditioning, which is all important, guys. Lee Priest easily wins this one. Well, not really. It was close. Keon Pearson in second place here. He actually was close. And for some strange reason, I had Sean Clarita fourth and Angel Calderon. Angel of mine. He gets third place, does Angel Calderon. But it was very close. I'm telling you, there was only a point or two in between these guys. But having said that, much like the best People's Champion video that I did, I had the points that Rolly Winkler won, but obviously I don't think that I would pick him to win if you were going to judge these guys. But when you're doing picture comparisons, they're just for fun anyway. And it's more to see who could win if they did get their conditioning. They have control over that. Some of them do anyway. Some of them have no control. Bag of cookies. They see a bag of cookies. It is gone. Not even a chance. So how would Lee Priest have done in the 212 division? That's a whole other question. Was he 212 here? I think he was. I think he was probably under. It was down under. He was down around under 212. Hey, even if he was 215, that extra couple of pounds, that keeps him away from this division. So ultimately, would he have been 212 champion? He would have needed to fix that back. And that's another thing, guys. Losing those back shots the way he did, he probably wouldn't win in real life. But fortunately for Lee Priest, and unfortunately for Angel, Sean Clarita, and Keon Pearson, this is a world of make-believe, and we can believe it. Have a nice one, people.